Welcome, Igor, and thank you for being here with us to talk about your research. If you could please take a moment to introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Igor Vianna. I'm from Brazil, and I'm an international student here at the Center for Latin American Studies, doing my master's at the MALAS program.
And could you tell us a bit more about your research and what drew you to this field?
Sure. So at the beginning, when I started my classes here, when I started the program, I already had an advisor. I was really into study tourism in the Amazon region where I came from, especially the activities involving protected areas and traditional communities. But unfortunately, given the circumstances, I was surprised by everything that happened, and I was not able to travel to Brazil to do my research in the field. So I had to adapt, and I changed my research in order to be able to cope with the circumstance and study the impact of the pandemic on the protected areas that I was already interested to study, and what was the response of the governments and also of the business that involved tourism activities in the region.
And could you maybe expand on what were your original plans for the summer before the pandemic hit?
Yes, so I was planning to visit two states, Pará and Amazonas, and at Pará visit the Tapajós National Forest, and in Amazonas State visit other two protected areas, Anavilhanas and Mamirauá. But unfortunately, I was not able, so I had to adapt and do the research remotely from here, from Gainesville.
And how have you adjusted your research to overcome these challenges or these changes?
To start with, I had to include the pandemic because for me, it doesn't make sense to don't consider everything that is happening. So I had to include it, and I believe it was actually a good opportunity for me to be able to understand, to better understand what I was already trying to understand and to discover and to research the activities in protected areas. And now with the circumstances that are happening, understand what was the impact of coronavirus on those activities.
Great. And what advice would you give other students that are facing similar challenges as they begin their studies?
Well, something that I could say is that the future scenario is not very clear. So it's possible that people that are planning to do their research in next summer face the same circumstance of not being able to travel to other countries to do the research. So they could adapt to that, even like looking for alternatives to do their research remotely, but also trying to do some kind of research that involves places that they are able to reach within the states, something like this.
Great. Thank you so much, Igor, for sharing with us. We always enjoy learning about the different research our students are doing, and I'm sure other students will find it beneficial to learn about the experiences that you went through and how you were able to keep moving forward with your research. So thank you so much again for sharing.
You're welcome.